I have been asked in the last few weeks a lot of questions, let me tell you, but 3 to sort of keep coming up. And they may be questions that you have in mind, and I'm just going to go ahead and mention them right up here and sort of tell you my perspectives. The first question I get a lot is, so what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, it is what people want to know, and I'm here to tell you that it may not be what you're expecting. My first job is to get to know you and to listen to you. I've worked for 17.5 years in administrative positions at 2 great universities, but this institution is not the same as those 2. I mean, I've had great experiences. I think I bring some good ideas that might work here, but I have to learn who you are as individuals, as units, as a university, as alumni, as community members. I have to understand your history, your institutional culture, and get a sense of your mission. So I'm going to spend a lot of time getting to know you in the coming months. I've been here all day today, and I'll be here all day tomorrow, and I'm doing my very best to get a lot of people in those days. And certainly I'm spending time with all of the members of the Executive Council, but I'm really pleased that Terry was able to work magic, and I've got sessions tomorrow with the leadership of the Faculty Senate, the leadership of the Staff Senate, and the leadership of the SGA and GSA. I'm here for the whole campus, and I want to know the people. And so that's what I'm going to be spending a lot of time doing. I'll be back probably once or twice before July 1, and I'll be trying to continue this process of getting to know you at that time. But it's not only about internal audiences, it's also about external stakeholders as well. So I'll be spending time with community leaders throughout the 17-county service area. I'll be spending time with business leaders and alumni and educational leaders and leaders with the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians and leadership in the Catamount Club and people who've made financial contributions to this institution. This place has a lot of valuable constituents, and I need to get to know them and you very well. So my request to you is to help me, help us get to know you. Because only with that knowledge of you and your passions and your hopes and your concerns and your dreams about what Western can be, can I really find my real point of departure. Here's the second question. What's your vision for WCU? Well, I don't want you to think that I don't have some ideas. I do. But while I have some ideas, I would not presume to conjure up a vision without you. I don't know it all. Part of what I just talked about was getting to know you so that you can help me frame that vision. If you ever talk to anybody from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, where I currently am, you'll find that that's my modus operandi. I engage people in processes of decision-making and strategic planning. When I went to UALR about 8 years ago, the Chancellor asked me on my 9th day in the state, will you lead strategic planning for this university? And I agreed. It was, I put together a process where the steering committee was made up of faculty, staff, students, and 10 members of the community. The committee was too big. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But all the voices were at the table. And the external people, and we had alums in there, we had donors, we had business leaders, people from the education community, people from the neighborhood. It was a great process that brought disparate communities who cared deeply about the institution together to forge and lead a visioning process throughout the university community and into the broader Little Rock community to help us define what that place would be. And if you go to talk to the people now, they will tell you that that is the way I do business. I don't mean ever to imply that everyone always agrees with what I think, or that I don't make decisions that people don't like. That is going to happen. But my MO is a consultative approach. It's not about my vision, it's about our vision. The last question that I've been hearing a lot about will stun you. Budget. Well, of course I'm concerned, but budget challenges are everywhere. We're having them in Arkansas. If you read the Chronicle of Higher Education, you look in on websites. I mean, Arizona, California, there are budget crises and challenges everywhere. And they are forcing us to make some really hard choices. You know, I personally believe, by what I can see, that the economy is slowly beginning to improve. But I think it's going to take us a long time before we're going to be able to broach what I would call real recovery. And so we're going to have to continue to make strategic choices about what we will and what we will not do. And that will mean at times not doing some really good things that we want to do. Except maybe we'll be able to do them a little bit later, but we may not be able to do them now. But when I come to a situation like this, I take the long view. We have to deal with the immediate. That's absolutely imperative. We have to do that together through the consultative approach that I referenced. But I take the long view. Western Carolina University is going to be here in 50 years. It's going to be here in 100 years. It's going to be here in 150 years. And we, you and I, are stewards for a time. And we must do our utmost to ensure that within existing circumstances, Western Carolina is as strong as it can possibly be in order to fulfill its mission far into the future. Susan and I see ourselves as partners and colleagues with all of you, working toward a shared vision of this place. A shared vision of an institution which values the growth and